Aaron.
Yeah.
Why didn't you say it the first time I said Aaron?
Because it's pronounced Aaron.
You done messed up, Aaron.
Cracks me up every time. Aaron is present. Thanks for joining me, everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Give me half a second to double check and make sure my correct microphone is selected, and it is. Guys. David Miscavige done messed up. These guys just cannot get out of their own way. And when faced with critics, I don't even like that word. When Scientology is faced with former members dedicated to exposing their crimes, their corruption, their abuse, who are impervious to their fair game tactics, they just don't know what to do. They just lose their minds. They go crazy, and they have to do something to keep David Miscavige happy, and they end up just doing crazy shit that backfires on them. Uh-oh, can I say the SH word 58 seconds into a live stream? I guess we're going to find out. Guys, Scientology has launched a fresh set of attacks, and actually the first ever attacks against Marc Headley's business, his company. You never hear Marc Headley talking about his business or his company, not because it's a secret, but because it's what he does in his normal life. And, you know, YouTube is his YouTube life. You've probably never heard Marc talk about his business. Marc has a company that does high-end custom AV installations for museums all over the world. Marc's well known in the industry. Almost all his business comes from word of mouth, and it's what he does. And it's something it's actually something he was able to take some of the experience and expertise that he had working at Golden Era Productions when he was working in Scientology. He was in charge of some of their AV systems, and he was able to actually take that knowledge and expertise and put it to use in the real world to, you know, create a good business and make a good living. And Marc's got clients, high-end clients all over the world. Okay. So why is Scientology launching attacks against Marc Headley 18 years after he escaped from Scientology's international management base? By the way, I'm trying to time this live stream. I am timing this live stream to end right when Marc Headley's live stream begins in 23 minutes. So on the one hand, I'm going to try to, you know, be quick and concise as I normally am. And on the other hand, we're going for another 23 minutes. So if I finish the meat and potatoes of this video, we're just going to do a Q&A from that moment until, 8:30. Marc Headley escaped from the int base about 18 years ago. I think he wrote his book Blown for Good about 14 years ago. 14 years ago, Marc also created his YouTube channel, although he never really did anything with it. But his YouTube channel was officially created. He started uploading some stuff about 14 years ago. And so what is it that happened just recently that would have gotten David Miscavige's child-sized underpants in such a twist that he would launch attacks against Marc Headley's business, contact all of Marc Headley's clients, try to get them to distance themselves from Marc? Well, guys, the answer to that question has to do with what Marc has been doing on his YouTube channel. And for those of you who aren't already subscribed to Marc Headley's YouTube channel, I'll put a link to the channel down below. The name of the channel is Blown for Good. And Marc has been doing a series of videos, among other things, a series of videos exposing a giant cache of intelligence documents that were smuggled out of Scientology's international base by Marty Rathbun sometime just prior to 2009. Whenever Marty Rathbun escaped from the international base. And what Marc is exposing in these documents is stuff that's never been exposed before. But before I get into all that, I do actually want to show you how Scientology has tried to attack Marc's business. On Marc's website for his company, there's a clients page to show all the clients he's done work for. Scientology has sent this letter to every single one of his clients. Marc addressed this in a video this morning, and I'm sure Marc's having Mike Rinder on his channel this evening in 21 minutes, and I'm sure they'll discuss this further. So check this out. Check out what a farce this is. So STAND is a BS Scientology front group. Scientologists taking action against discrimination. Now I know what you're thinking, Aaron. That doesn't even spell stand. That spells STOD. Yeah. Don't tell anyone over at Scientology. They must have just really liked that STAND acronym, and they were just going to force that square peg into that round hole, and that's what they did. So there you go. They're not working with the best and the brightest over there, folks. And by that, I include David Miscavige, the boss baby, Keebler King. All right, February 15th. So yeah, this is fresh, guys. What is today? Today's only the 16th, for the love of God. Okay. Marc has redacted some items out of this letter just to, minimize any potential damage. Dear Mr. Blank. Let me see. Let's just make up a fun name. Hershey. We're going to Hershey, like, the Hershey, the chocolate bar. Dear Mr. Hershey, Scientologists taking action against discrimination is the Anti-Defamation League of the Scientology religion. Interesting. I wonder if the ADL would take issue with that comparison. And we write on behalf of all Scientologists to inform you that Marc Headley, a virulent anti-religious bigot, is promoting your brand on his website and thereby destroying the Hershey reputation. Attached is a picture Headley proudly posted of himself online, which is currently circulating the internet as we write you. You'll see the photo in a second. The photo is circulating the internet because Scientology is circulating it. Okay. As you can see from the text beneath the photo, Headley posted, "My birthday, 2005. Might have had one too many." Now, I know what you're thinking, guys. 2005, they're posting a photo from 18 years ago? Yeah, they are, because that's really how sad, pathetic, and desperate these guys are getting. Okay, as you can see, the CEO of the company currently using your brand as a public reference is lying in his own vomit, passed out in the gutter on Hollywood Boulevard. Is this something you want your brand associated with? Here is a link to the page where your company's name is listed. You may want to reach out to Marc Headley to instruct him to remove it. For further information on Headley and his record of embezzlement, bigotry, and violent abuse of women, we invite you to visit whoismarcheadley.com. And so here, the photo does crack me up every time I see it. So Marc explained this morning on his channel that this was a photo of, this was Marc's birthday. That also happened to coincide with a launch party for a new brand, at that time, a new brand called Ed Hardy. I'm almost positive that's the right name. And it's like Marc had essentially practically never drank before in his life. And he had like 18 rum and cokes and ended up passing out outside of the restaurant where they were holding the event. By the way, the restaurant also happened to be located directly across the street from Scientology's middle management building on Hollywood Boulevard. And Scientologist spy Eric Geisler took this photo of Marc and then later tried to blackmail him with the photo. When Eric tried to blackmail Marc with the photo, Marc was like, "Screw you, Scientology spy Eric Geisler. I will just post the photo to the internet myself so that you cannot blackmail me with it." And that's what Marc did. So that's even why Marc posted the photo to begin with. Never mind the fact that this isn't exactly a gotcha. Guess what happens when people drink too much? They pass out. Like, who gives a shit? It's so stupid. Anyway, okay. Oh, and of course, because they're pretending to be the Anti-Defamation League of Scientology, they have dragged up like 20-something signatures from Scientologists who work for the Office of Special Affairs around the world. I don't know why. This must be a problem with the original image. Okay, so okay, good. So I can unshare that. All right, let me quickly refer to some notes here. Okay. Dun, 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 dun. Okay, yeah. One of the points that Marc made in his video this morning that was just absolutely hilarious is he said, as of right now, everything I'm doing on YouTube to expose Scientology and this and that, that's what I do in my spare time. He explained, he's like, I've got a day job. It's my company. It's my business. And yet Scientology's trying to hurt me or penalize me by hurting my business. But if Scientology were to get like their ultimate wish of Marc becomes unhireable in his industry because he's just too toxic because Scientology is going to go after them. If Scientology were to get its ultimate wish, they would actually be bringing about more of the very thing they're trying to stop. Meaning Marc Headley's point was, guys, right now, everything I'm doing, that's my spare time. But you guys seem to be trying to put me in a position where I would do it full time. If I didn't have my business, if I didn't have my normal source of income, I would dedicate myself full time to YouTube and exposing all of these Scientology files and just generally embarrassing the hell out of David Miscavige. This is sort of how you know they're getting so desperate, because there's so many instances where Scientology would be better off just doing nothing. And yet they're not allowed to just do nothing, because Miscavige, a little boss baby, the boss baby Keebler King, is standing there oh so very shortly as he may be standing there going, why the hell aren't you MFing sea suckers doing anything to defend me? Why do I have to do everything myself? You guys don't care what these guys are saying about me. He throws these little tantrums, and everyone in the Office of Special Affairs has to run around like a chicken with its head cut off, looking like they're doing something. And the truth is, does every single one of Marc Headley's clients already know about his history in Scientology? Probably not every single one of them. My point there is that there are people who will have hired Marc Headley, aside from his expertise, in part because they really respect what he has done to publicly stand up to and expose Scientology. And any clients who've hired Marc for that reason would be completely impervious to any fair gaming tactics by Scientology. In my professional life, that's what I've been able to accomplish so that I'm impervious to any fair gaming by Scientology. Sometimes you might wonder, why is it that I always seem like there's literally nothing Scientology can do to me? Because they've already done everything to me personally that they can do, and professionally, I put myself in a position where they could never affect my business. Anyone who does business with me, anyone I work with, already knows my history in Scientology, and therefore, it's really if they were to be contacted by Scientology with some BS, they would love that. They'd be like, "Oh man, I thought this was only in the movies." And so, by the way, I would be remiss. That's why sometimes on my channel, I haven't promoted it for many months. You guys have seen me promote Dream Realty. Dream Realty is the real estate brokerage that I signed up with when I got my real estate license in Florida. And if you live anywhere in Pinellas County or the Tampa Bay area and you would like to buy or sell any property, please feel free to message me at aaron@dreamrealty.com, and I'd be more than happy to help you with that. But when I was considering, opening up my own brokerage, that's when I found out, well, you have to be a realtor, a licensed realtor for 2 years before you can open a brokerage. And I'm like, how am I going to find a broker who I can sign up with, knowing that Scientology would energetically attack any broker that I signed up under? That's how I ended up at Dream Realty. Dream Realty is owned by my friend and fellow former Scientologist, Sheldon Goldberg, who's already been declared a suppressive person by Scientology. There's literally nothing Scientology can do to impact my business. I think Marc Headley is in almost the same situation. Just because, well, I guess I don't know what I mean by that. If all of Marc Headley's clients already knew about his history in Scientology, then he would be completely impervious. They don't all know. So he's not completely impervious. Marc Headley as a person is completely impervious to fair gaming by Scientology, because he just doesn't give an F about anything Scientology could try to do to him. No matter what they try to do, Marc is going to be able to overcome. And so let me see. I feel like I'm getting slightly off track in my thoughts here. Oh, yeah. It is actually quite important for former Scientologists who are speaking out publicly against Scientology to be self-employed or to be employed by someone who, for whatever reason, you know for sure is impervious to any attacks from Scientology. Here's where that gets tricky, though. It's not good enough for your boss or the company that you work for to just be like, oh, yeah, I don't care about those guys. I got your back. Yeah, but do you have their back when they start contacting your clients? Do they have your back when they start contacting your advertisers? You know, people wonder what happened to the Fair Game podcast. I'm going to tell you, there was some fair game involved in why the Fair Game podcast is not with us right now. And this fact of people being able to speak out against Scientology and doing it in a way where they're financially impervious to attacks from Scientology is one of the reasons I'm so excited at the prospect of more and more former Scientologists getting onto YouTube and doing videos and talking about their experience and their perspective and interviewing other people and generally being a pain in the ass to David Miscavige and just generally documenting the downfall and destruction of Scientology because there is a platform. Scientology's never been faced with this before. A platform exists where not only can people speak out against Scientology, but by the very nature of videos and video ads and Google and AdSense, it's an activity that can pay for itself. And the more Scientology tries to attack you, the more you have to discuss in your videos. And Scientology doesn't know what to do about that because it's a glitch in the matrix for Scientology. They're used to people running and hiding when Scientology comes to attack. But now all you have to do is get on YouTube and tell the freaking story. And the more eyeballs are watching and listening and all that kind of stuff, YouTube videos make money. Scientology has no idea what to do when faced with a problem like this. And that's why it's so funny to see them try to, resort to their old school playbooks and attack Marc Headley by contacting his clients directly and trying to mess with his business when they don't realize Marc Headley is easily capable of making more money on YouTube than he makes in his business. Marc Headley has a book he can sell. The more videos Marc does, the more eyeballs watch his videos, the more books Marc Headley is going to sell. By the way, his book is horrible for Scientology. So if you were David Miscavige, you would rather have Marc Headley out at some far-flung museum somewhere in the world working on an AV exhibit. You would rather have Marc Headley doing that than being on YouTube talking about your tiny little butt and selling copies of his books. But you're so short-sighted and you're so small-minded and you're so old school and you don't understand new media that you're attacking his legacy business, which could only force him to do more new media business. It's so insane, and I love it. I love the fact that Scientology can't figure out what to do about this new brand of critic. I hate that word. I don't like that word, but people know what that means. So, okay, I got on a little roll there. Let's see what else. I probably just covered all my talking points. Okay, I covered that. I covered the, oh yeah, by the way, did I mention Dream Realty? Contact me at aaron@dreamrealty.com. I actually haven't promoted the real estate business for a long time because I feel like I haven't been able to give my full attention to everyone who's contacted me wanting help with that. But I'm gearing up to fix that. So if you're looking to buy or sell anything, definitely reach out to me. Okay, guys, we have 6 minutes to kill until this video automatically redirects to Marc Headley's live stream. So let me scroll up in the comments section. Hope you guys got some good questions for me or something like that. Oh boy, there's a lot of comments. Damn, guys. Okay. I always go to the top and I'm trying to take them in order. Okay. Logan Dietrich. Hey, Aaron, glad to finally make a live stream. Love your work. I wanted to see best way to reach out to you. I sent an email last week. Is that the best way? I would say that is the best way. I have been getting a lot of emails. So, and I'm, like relevant emails. But unless it's something specifically pertinent or somewhat important, I may not respond. Like growing up in Scientology at gmail.com is a very reliable way to reach me. But like if it's just a comment, hey, I love your stuff, I may not respond. If it's a question about something that's going to take me way too long to answer, I may not respond. But I almost 100%, if you email me there, I will see it. So thank you for the super chat. And yeah, I'm happy to answer questions. It's just on email. It's just, I could spend all day answering people's emails and it's not necessarily accomplishing anything. Okay, I see one here. Ron, I have no alcohol tolerance. I grew up in a cult. Yes, exactly. And even to this day, Marc's a pretty cheap date, if you know what I mean. As you can see from his Friday night live stream, where he got pretty sloppy pretty quick. No, I'm just kidding. He was fine. He was fine. I got a little sloppy though. Okay, thank you, Ron, for that. What's this? Matrix Tech Solutions. Ooh, I like it. Super sticker. Thank you very much for that. Uh-oh, what do we got here? Creepy B5. Okay, well, thank you for that, Creepy. Much appreciated. Going on down here. F. Shopes. FS Hopes. FSH Opes. Can you talk about Jason Lee's involvement? Yeah, I never knew Jason Lee personally. I'm a huge Jason Lee fan, by the way. I particularly liked him in Magnolia. Was it Magnolia? No, Magnolia is not what he was. Oh, what was the he was in a Tom Cruise movie. Oh, Vanilla Sky. I thought Jason Lee was excellent in Vanilla Sky. The most notable thing about Jason Lee's involvement is that he is no longer involved. And what I learned recently is that Jason Lee is the only person I've ever known who actually went to Scientology and said, I want to leave, but I want to leave so that we're friends. In other words, it's not me. No, it's not you. It's me. And I'm willing to do whatever little thing you want me to do so that we part on good terms. I'll leave you alone. You leave me alone, whatever. And he actually did that. Like, he essentially went to them and said, I don't want to be involved anymore, but I don't want to be at war with you either. So let's come to an understanding. And they came to an understanding. And that's one of the reasons why Ethan Suplee is allowed to continue to associate with Jason Lee, even though Ethan Suplee is still a dyed-in-the-wool 100% true believing Scientologist. I did a video not that long ago speculating that Ethan might be on his way out of Scientology because of his public association with Jason Lee, but it turns out that's not true. And when Ethan Suplee went on Joe Rogan and started talking about mental health and therapy, that was all a ruse. That was all an act to make him seem like a normal, rational person instead of a crazy Scientologist. So I wish I don't even know how how Jason Lee got recruited into Scientology. I haven't heard that story, but I would be interested in finding that out. Okay, I see another comment here. MU4990, Davey versus Hezbollah hell in a cell cage match. Oh my God. Oh my God. Yes. You shoopers out there who do these awesome shoops. Hezbollah is this tiny little dude. He's he's like 19 years old, but he's got some condition. He's literally like this tall. And he's the #1 sensation in the MMA UFC community. He's out of Dagestan with I'm gonna go totally blank on who's the undefeated guy. Who's the undefeated guy from Dagestan? Oh my God, I'm so embarrassed. He beat Conor McGregor like 2 or 3 times. Oh, I'm so embarrassed. Anyway, somebody please do a shoot with Hezbollah choking out David Miscavige and send it to me and Marc Headley. Be the absolute greatest thing ever. Okay, Jordan, thank you very much for the super sticker there. And okay, we're going to redirect here pretty soon. LJ Vespertile. Beyonce has the beehive that defends her on Twitter, etc. Is there a version of that we can do as a group to defend you, Marc, and Mike with Scientology strikes? We'll have to think of some clever name. But hey, just follow us all on Twitter. I'll put our little tweet links down below or whatever, the links to our Twitter accounts. That would be pretty funny. Someone, Marc Headley's good at compiling all these things. You guys send Marc Headley ideas of what the hive could be called, if you know what I'm saying. Another one from F Shopes. Why would Suplee go on JRE considering Joe's views? So my considering his views, I only assume you're talking about his views on Scientology, because Scientology doesn't care about anybody's views on anything other than Scientology. Probably just because it's a huge platform. I mean, Scientologists really care about nothing more than reach and impact, and the bigger the platform, the better. They don't even really care about Scientology itself. Doesn't even really care about political parties. They only pretend to. They just care about reach and influence, and that's it. Okay, I see one more comment here, and then I'm going to end it and redirect. It was really LK Niche. It was really weird after I signed up with the Aftermath. 2 days later, I got a phone call, and the phone call literally said it was from AA Ron, but it was from Peru. Too weird. Took a photo of it. No kidding. All right, well, send me screenshots or screen recordings of whatever you got. I'd be interested in seeing that at growingupinscientology@gmail.com. All right, everybody, that's it. That's my time. Thank you for hanging in there with me. I'm going to end this bad boy here and redirect right to Marc Headley's stream. I'm not even going to do the outro. All right, everyone, thanks for watching. Talk to you guys soon.